no intro to this video because I've tried it like 3 times. I can't get it in 10 minutes, so I'm just through the intro. But anyways, UFC 82 is upon us. Good card. One match I have a problem with. The rest, their matches, they do their job. There was 2 late replacements, which I must say, one actually is probably going to be a better match than the other one. One's going to be probably a considerably amount worse, but what are you going to do? Late replacements are late replacements. You do the best you can, and you go from there. Alright, so anyways, this is a solid card. UFC's been putting out a lot of them. I mean, I still wish they would, sign some of the old Pride guys and, really, even if the Pride guys aren't amongst the best, prove it. That's just all I'm asking. I had best wishes to the family of Richard Zednik and a speedy recovery. You know the story about that, go to TSN, it's on the front page. Alessio Legionnaire Sakara debuts at 185 pounds against Chris the Crippler Leben. Going with Leben second round TKO or KO because we've seen in the past Sakara, when he gets hit hard, doesn't have the greatest chin in the world. And if Leben has one thing, it is a granite chin and heavy hands. And in the end, that's basically what I think is going to win this, though. I think Sakara wins the first round with better striking, because he is a better striker. But in the second round, I think Sakara is going to start to fade a little bit, because cardio wasn't the best at 205, forget kiting to 185, and Leben should finish him up. And that's basically it. Hopefully we do not see Sakara again, because the man's had too many chances, in my opinion. Evan Tanner, Yushin Okami, great fight. Evan Tanner finally back in the UFC. I wish this wasn't on the undercard, though. That's the one thing I got about this fight. This is pretty much somewhat of a #1 contenders match, in my opinion. If you look at the division, that the winner of this match may face like Nate Marquardt. That could be the #1 contender match, and that'd be solid. Tanner, long off time. For those of you who don't remember, good wrestler, decent hands, good clinch work. Pretty good, and he does have one sick-ass triangle. Now, if he had a couple of this, it would be nice, but really the triangle is his bread and butter. Okami is just an overpowering wrestler, loves to be on top, loves to ground and pound, loves to grind you out, and unfortunately I'm going to go with Okami via unanimous decision just because I think Tanner's been away a little too long. I just think the better wrestler in this match is Okami. I don't see Tanner catching him in the triangle, and I see the stand-up being kind of a stalemate. That's all I have to say. If Tanner wins, it's not going to stun me in any way, but I think this is one of the more sure bets of the night. Diego Sanchez, David Michaelton, who's Swedish. You know how to say his name? I really don't. Tell me. He was fought in Pride, he lost in Pride, but I see this one going Diego's way via unanimous decision, which is better than the one they had him fighting Rome Carneiro, which was a fight I wanted to see, because I like seeing Diego lose, and I thought Rome would take him. But Diego, better wrestler, better grappler. David might be a better striker a little bit, but he's not some phenomenal striker. I think Diego takes him down. David's a little small. He's going to take him down, going to hold him down, going to pound on him, going to maybe go for submissions, but I think in the end it'll go to a decision and Diego wins the unanimous. John Fitch, Chris Wilson. This is probably better than John Fitch, Akihiro Gono. People really rule out Chris Wilson. And while I say that John Fitch is going to win this match, he's going to probably stop it in the second round, maybe a decision, maybe stop it third round, but I'll go stop it second round because he's a stronger guy, a better wrestler than Wilson. Striking, kind of about even. Submissions, kind of about even. So it comes down. I mean, Fitch, better wrestler. He's a better wrestler than probably anyone at 170 pounds, maybe GSP. That's about it. I think he takes him down. I think he wears him down. I think he pounds him out or rides him to decision. Chris Wilson, though, is a very good fighter, and I hope the UFC hangs on to him after this match. He's a good wrestler. He's got good stand-up, good submissions. Comes out of Team Quest, which is a good camp. I mean, really, he's pretty good. He's a guy that they really should consider hanging on to, is basically what I'm getting at here. Jake O'Brien, Andre Arlovski could go one of two ways. Arlovski could finish him with a KO or a TKO, or O'Brien wins a decision. O'Brien is a great wrestler. If he can take down Andre, keep him down, and basically ride him out to a decision. But Andre's not that easy to take down. He can be. I think O'Brien will, but I don't think he'll keep him on his back the whole time. I think Andre ends this in the second round. He has heavy hands. He's going to have to fight this fight, though. He's going to have to be the pit bull. Not the Andre Arlovski we saw fight last time out, and the third time against Tim Silva. He has to be the pit bull, the guy who got to the title and took it. If he is, I think he wins this fight. O'Brien, long layoff, had a very serious injury. I don't know how good he's going to be. He's also a bit of a one-trick pony. He does have some decent defensive boxing, but basically, without if you can nullify his wrestling, you can win. Next up, check Congo, Crazy Horse Heath Herring. Congo, third round stoppage. Congo's a better stand-up guy. Herring's wrestling has gone so far downhill with his bad knees, both from an offensive and defensive standpoint, that although Congo's takedown defense is terrible, I see Herring probably having to stand up with him, and that's a recipe for disaster. Congo will finish him probably in the third. He's a very dangerous striker. He's a guy who's probably in the title picture because, I mean, who else is? There's talk, and there's legitimate talk of Frank Mir getting another title shot, which is kind of shows you, the UFC likes to say they have the best fighters, but definitely at heavyweight. And this kind of goes against the people who, of course, shellac Fedor for not coming to the UFC, being afraid to fight the best, that there may actually be more interesting fights outside the UFC for Fedor than there are in the UFC. That being said, moving on. Kumo, Luigi Fioravanti, two guys who like to strike, like to throw leather. Kumo's the better striker, more technical. Fioravanti's got the bigger KO power. I think Kumo takes by unanimous decision, now pointing him on the feet at the same time. Luigi's a decent wrestler. If Luigi decides, I'm going to take Luke down, I'm going to hold him down, he can win a decision that way. Except he always likes to strike. So I'm going to have to go with Luke. The unanimous decision just being a better, quicker striker. But I don't think there's any way he really finishes Luigi. Josh Koscheck, Dustin Hazlett. Dustin Hazlett's very, very solid off his back. But at the same time, Koscheck is very good on top. You're not going to stop his takedowns. Dustin's a little undersized. In the end, I think basically we're looking at Koscheck taking down Dustin competitively, getting a unanimous decision, holding his own on the feet, fighting off any submission attempts Hazlett throws at him. Unanimous decision. John Hurricane Halverson, George Gurgel. Gurgel submission in the first round. This is the fight I don't like because although I really don't think John Halverson belongs in the UFC, I don't even think George Gurgel does that much after his display against Allen Robinson and, of course, other displays like against Mark Hominick and his struggles even with Danny Abadi. I think Halverson is the guy who he taps out because Halverson's not the greatest submission defense, likes to take you down, likes to pound you, likes to be aggressive, and that's going to play to Gurgel's advantage. I think Gurgel taps him out. And hopefully we don't see Halverson again. Anderson Silva, Dan Hollywood Henderson. Now this is the fight that makes this card. For one, it's the main event. Two, this really is a good fight. The winner of this fight, I think, legitimately can claim the claim to the #1 status in not only the UFC, but the world at middleweight. I'm taking Dan Henderson with a third round stoppage. Henderson is very, very hard to knock out. It's not been done. I don't know if Silva... I don't rule out Silva doing it, but I don't see it. Henderson has good hands, although they're not as good as Silva's. Henderson can take Silva down. We've seen Luter do it. We've seen Marquardt do it. We've seen numerous guys in Pride do it. Silva's takedown defense is just not that good. Henderson, one of the best wrestlers at 185 pounds. He's going to take him down. He's going to have a hard time with him because Silva very wily off his back. I just don't see him getting submitted. I haven't seen him get submitted since Little Nogueira did it. And that was a Henderson that was sick, and that is Little Nogueira, who is maybe the best 205er off of his back in the world. Maybe. I'm not going to state that he is. That being said, it's going to take a while. It's going to take to the third round, like I said. Henderson going to probably pound him out, because I think you can do that. That's the way to beat Silva. You get past his guard, and you pound him out. I don't think you submit him. I don't think anyone outstrikes him at 185. But I think Henderson pulls this off, pounds him out. Moving on, another more points. If Anderson Silva does happen to pull the upset, that's going to be awesome. That's probably going to make him the #1 guy in the world. That's going to pretty much erase any doubt of the foursome that a lot of people have up there, which is, of course, these two, Matt Lindland and Paulo Fio. Fio, of course, has looked like shit lately. Lindland's just, I don't know what the hell Lindland's doing going up to heavyweight and shit. But still. Anyways, if you subscribe to me, check out the AWAC channel because I think you'll like it. It's professional wrestling, not MMA, but it's a simulation professional wrestling. I think you'll like it. I really do. I want you to check it out. The link is in the sidebar. So I'm gonna wish you peace. Best wishes, Richard Zednik. Speedy recovery. That's it.